Once upon a time, the dread sky pirate, Renardo, defeated the mad emperor, Isengrim. He had the unexpected help of Isengrim's beautiful adopted daughter, the sorceress Zenobia. She fell in love with our hero, and together they destroyed evil. Well, her help hadn't been entirely unexpected. You see, Renardo had the Book of Destinies, a magical codex that would show you the consequences of your choices before you made them. So he was able to woo Zenobia, suss out the treachery of his old pal Lupino, avoid dying, and importantly, not accidentally destroy the universe. Handy thing, the Book of Destinies. That was 10 years ago. Zenobia had got herself elected mayor of a small city-state on the fringes of the Empire, on an island called Avalon. So Renardo had to settle down and stop pirating. Being the city's respectable first gentleman instead of a rogue and pirate, well, let's just say Renardo had been playing a lot of canasta. Late one morning, as Renardo was picking dead blossoms off his prize-winning chrysanthemums, he heard the rumble of distant thunder. At the horizon was a looming cloud, a thick, dark mass. Purple lightning shot out of it. That was odd. The sky was otherwise perfectly clear. Why did the cloud remind him of the long-dead Emperor? Oh, right, because 10 years ago, the Emperor's fleet had moved in a dark cloud like that, powered by his evil magic. Back then, Renardo had used the Book of Destinies to defeat him. But the Emperor was gone, and the Imperial fleet was rotting away at the Imperial Navy yards. What direction were the yards? Oh dear. I'd better go warn Zenobia, Renardo said to himself. To rescue her? Not, he mumbled to himself, because she'll know what to do. And so he grabbed an old practice sword out of his umbrella stand, and he ran to find his beloved wife at City Hall. Renardo didn't remember his house being this far from City Hall. When they'd bought it, he'd been able to run all the way there without breaking a sweat. Now he was huffing and puffing. It must be that City Hall had moved somehow. Surely not that he was completely out of shape. And as he ran, panting, he noticed glowing eyes staring at him, and a familiar stench. Monsters. A lot like the Emperor's raven soldiers back in the day. But the Emperor had died. He'd blown himself up with a sky ripper, a legendary weapon. Renardo felt vindicated. The dust kind of smelled like raspberries. Renardo fought his way into the city square. To his horror, monsters were surrounding old McInerney, the beloved village cobbler. Old Mac made shoes that fell apart as soon as it rained, but everyone loved him. Old Mac was shouting,
"Maybe you can eat me, but a hero will come and defeat you."
Renardo was about to jump in with a hearty ta-ta-ta-ta, when old Mac added,
"Pirate King's gonna cook all y'all chickens for sure."
The Pirate King? And not Renardo? Fortunately, the monsters squawked at each other and ran off, as if they'd received some sort of telepathic message. Old Mac ran to Renardo.
"Well, thanks a bunch, son,"
he said.
"I never dreamed you'd come. People been saying you're enjoying your retirement, trimming chrysanthemums and playing canasta."
The Pirate King? Seriously? Said Renardo between fits of outraged coughing.
"He got a big old fleet, ain't he?
Cried old McInerney.
And pirates. You can't fight all them critters all by your lonesome, can you?"
He handed Renardo an ornate engraved business card with gold embossing.
"Give him a call."
And he scurried off. "Raposo the Fox," he said. "Pirate King, looting, sacking, and shenanigans of a scurvy nature. Red Dragon Inn, Beachy Head." "I'd rather be kale," mumbled Renardo. The Pirate King was his little brother. Irresponsible, unreliable, reckless. Honestly, a huge glory hog. He hadn't been the one to save the Empire, had he? Well, Renardo would rescue Zenobia and see what she had to say. Renardo could see City Hall from here. He hoped Zenobia was safe in there. Which cards to upgrade next? which... And in this corner, Renato, hero of the floating world. Well, now you're foxed. Renato ran up to the library at City Hall. Zenobia and the old mystical sage Calaveras were poring over an enormous book. "Oh, you're safe!" Renato shouted and ran to embrace his beloved wife. But she only whisked her teacup away, chiding, "Oh, for goodness sake, darling, don't spill tea on the book. There's a giant dark cloud with lightning heading straight for us," warned Renato. "I know," she said, unperturbed. "That's why I asked Calaveras to bring in the Book of Destinies. We'll need it." "Yes!" shouted Renato. "No more canasta!" "Canasta?" asked Zenobia. "I mean, yes. I will defeat the approaching evil cloud, whether it's a fleet or, like, whatever." Calaveras hopped the Book of Destinies over to him. It was an ancient codex that allowed you to live through your life multiple times, make different choices, and find out what would happen, so you could not make them, if it turned out they would kill you. Renato was not great at thinking things through, but with the book, he could live through a future and see how it worked out.
"Read the appendix,"
said Calaveras.
"where it says cards.
The old wise-toed scholar turned the pages of the book to the very end.
Remember those cards you got every time you went through a whole story? They can give you powers.
The old toad showed him one of the cards from his adventures 10 years ago.
You threw most of them away, but you kept some as bookmarks."
"Where does it say anything about powers?" asked Renato, reading the card.
"Turn it over."
There was writing on the back. Wow. He'd missed that 10 years ago. "Powers, you say? That's amazing," said Renato. "Let's go. I'm ready." And he realized he'd been ready for, about 10 years. "Go where?" asked his wife. "Ah," said Renato.
"I have calculated where the dark cloud is going."
Croaked Calaveras.
"Long ago, the transcendent emperor sealed an evil god in a crystal, protected by beams of light. That crystal is in a temple. I fear whoever is behind the cloud intends to kidnap that god so they can take its power."
Yikes, thought Renato. Oh, no, he'd said it out loud. "I have faith in you, dear," said Zenobia. "With the book, you can learn what we need to do, like 10 years ago." "I'm gonna be dying a lot, aren't I?" said Renato. "Like 10 years ago." "Temporarily dying," she shrugged. "Doesn't exactly tickle," grumbled Renato. But then he thought about what old McInerney had said. Seek help from his brother, the Pirate King. A fleet of pirates could be useful if he was going to fight an Imperial fleet. And even his layabout brother will be willing to fight a cloud of darkness and evil. Wouldn't he? The Book of Destinies would tell him what to do. Bringing down the dark cloud probably wouldn't be simple. Renato would need to use the Book of Destinies to reach into the future and learn the right path to victory. The hero path. He could go to his brother, the Pirate King. Raposo could help, if he wanted to. But Raposo was immature, rash, headstrong, liked to leap before he looked. Even if Raposo agreed to help, could Renato count on him? Their mother had sent Raposo out for milk once, and he'd come back a month later with gummy bears. Or Renardo could go to the ancient temple, where the transcendent emperor had sealed an evil god. Whoever was inside the dark cloud, they couldn't be allowed to get in and capture it. I thought made his hair stand up. His head looked really big. On the other hand, tangling with an evil god without help, that seemed foolhardy, even by Renardo's standards. Renardo had given up being a sky pirate 10 years ago when Zenobia had become mayor. He'd had to settle down. But his brother Raposo was still pirating. They'd been so close as children. But they'd grown apart after Renardo went off to sword fu school. And they really hadn't talked much after Renardo became a hero and the Emperor blew himself up. What had Raposo been up to? He sent letters from time to time, but they were so long. Well, they'd catch up when he got to the Red Dragon Inn. Ooh, shiny. Monsters? Again? Seriously? The pirates probably liked being this close to the Chaos Islands. No tourists. Only Zenobia had seen that. Not available in stores, Renardo thought. The Red Dragon Inn was up ahead. Renardo remembered many happy nights there when he'd been a pirate, eating samosas and drinking. And to be honest, he didn't remember all of it. These days, he only drank kombucha at home, alone. He longed for the call of booty. Orange is the new black, he snickered. Renardo felt vindicated. Crafting dust, sweet. An all-powerful mechanical intelligence torments a trio of cats in this nightmarish novella. If you don't like cats, this is the book for you. He loved how the crafting dust sparkled. Trigger warning, death. Renardo had somewhere else to be. And I was just getting warmed up, Renardo thought. Renardo leapt, and his knees did not like that. Renardo reached the tavern. He could hear the sounds of chairs breaking and crockery shattering. A hedgehog came flying through the front door, knocking it off its hinges. Must be Tuesday, thought Renardo as it scurried off. All-you-can-eat crawdad samosas. Arr! Add it to my tab, his brother said, as he came outside to scratch himself behind an ear. And there he was, Raposo, Renardo's baby brother, all grown up now. A proper pirate. In fact, he looked a lot like Renardo, except younger, slimmer, and he had both of his eyes. "Renardo," said his brother, "how wonderful! Did you come to return my fishing rod?" "I need to borrow your fleet," said Renardo. "The Imperial Navy is going to an ancient temple to release an evil god." "You want my fleet?" His brother grinned, the way he always did when he was about to make Renardo's life complicated. "I'll race you for it." Race his brother? Not a problem. Renardo had always beaten him when they were growing up. On the other hand, it might be less wearing to talk it out, wouldn't it? Conserve his energy. And Renardo had always been able to talk his younger brother into doing things. "You challenge me, so I decide the terms and conditions. Pirate law," said his brother. "What? You challenge me," said Renardo. But the pirate was already swaggering back into the inn. Renardo followed him inside, just as his brother fired his pistol at the ceiling. "Listen up, scallywags," said Raposo. "My brother, the former rogue and sky pirate, lately a respectable gentleman, has challenged me to a race for my pirate fleet. That's you lot," he laughed. "The first fox to get to Smuggler's Cove commands my fleet. Second prize is a set of steak knives." The pirates started cheering. Renardo gave a thumbs up as they started an old sky shanty about how it was a glorious thing to be a pirate king. He turned around. His brother was already gone. "He tricked me!" howled Renardo at the pirates, but they were already launching into the second verse. Renardo left the inn before they could finish. He'd take it out on the monsters. "For me?" A goggler. Apparently not extinct after all. And I was just getting warmed up, Renardo thought. Renardo couldn't wait to get to the next altar to use his crafting dust. Crystal! Die! 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 Raposo was surprisingly fast. When had he ever been this fast? Renardo would have to beat these monsters quickly to win this race, but they just kept getting in his way. Stupid monsters. Those flames really bring out your eyes. A for effort, D for dead. Ooh, prezzies. Didn't I just kill you guys? No. Wait, different socks. You could dodge in any direction, so long as you didn't hit anything. Jump! Ow! If only Zenobia had seen that. Renato finally made it to Smuggler's Cove, the town the pirates called home. His brother was already in the town square. He'd taken the trouble to set up a chair and table so that he could put his boots up on the table. Some of the pirates from the Red Dragon were there too. How? Let's all give a round of applause to my brother. A for effort, laughed Raposo. And the pirates all cheered their king. Renato looked away to stare out at the old, familiar town. So he was the first to see the smoke curling in the air above the other end of it. Something was on fire. Renato could earn the pirates' trust and respect by helping them save their town. Then, Raposo would have to help them fight the Imperial fleet. On the other hand, as soon as the pirates started to put the fire out, Renato could pull his brother aside for a proper duello. Fire! Yelled Renato. Women and children get to safety. Pirates, follow me. There weren't actually any women around. It wasn't bedtime yet. But it sounded brave and impressive, didn't it? He ran towards the fire. The fire was spreading. Renato picked up the pace. The further he ran, the more he smelled smoke, and the less he smelled fish, seaweed, and unwashed pirates. And monsters, too. The Chaos Lands must be near. See you in hell, he told it. These soldiers looked tougher than the previous ones. Meaner, too. The breeze in Renato's hair felt good. Who else wants some, huh? Don't forget to tip your waitresses. Dodging was particularly fun if you're escaping with Peter. A for effort, D for dead. He ran around a corner and almost smacked into Zenobia. How did you get here? He asked. I snuck into your brother's skyship. He came by skyship? You mean he cheated? He's a pirate, Zenobia grinned coyly. Dagnabbit! said Renardo. Ugh, he'd even forgotten how to curse. Just go to the burning house, wait for the pirates, and make a big gesture. Renardo ran toward the burning house. What sort of big gesture? Donating his trophies to charity? Oh, wait. She literally meant, never mind. Renardo ran to the burning house, and as soon as the pirates came around the corner, raised his arms wide. And at that, the fire sputtered out. Wow, I could do magic, thought Renardo. Then he realized that his wife had done a spell. The pirates and his brother ran up to the smoldering house. They gave Renardo a hearty huzzah! They had to follow him now, right? Thought Renardo. Are you some sort of magician? Asked Raposo. And for the very first time, he seemed a little daunted. Now, ask to borrow his fleet, Zenobia purred to Renardo. She had, as usual, snuck up on him without making a sound. Ugh, cats. Princess, said Raposo, is that you? There was something in his voice that got Renardo's hackles up. Renardo grumbled at Zenobia. He owes me an apology for cheating. Please don't turn this into a piscillis versini, she said, using the traditional term for a competition between men to see who could urinate the furthest. Ask to borrow the pirate fleet to go and attack the Dark Cloud. Sure, but first, his brother owed him an apology. Men, prepare the skyships, said Renardo, and they obeyed. In a surprisingly little time, they were all on the pirate flagship, inside the Dark Cloud, fighting the Imperial fleet. They had just hit the Emperor's flagship with a convincing barrage, when a long, slim skyship with a nasty-looking ram turned toward them. Ram! Shouted Renardo. The pilot threw the ship into a wild, evasive maneuver, and the deck tilted. Zenobia fell against the railing. Renardo's brother grabbed her around the waist. She turned to face him. Their faces were very close. It made Renardo nervous how close they were. Then, he couldn't see them anymore, and Renardo realized he'd fallen off the skyship. Renardo fell into the Imperial flagship, surprisingly softly, probably because the flagship was also falling. Sailors were running this way and that, panicking. They barely noticed Renardo, though there were the usual monsters to deal with. It could be useful to not be where you were a moment ago. Look, it's not personal, but you all smell terrible. Renardo was an old fox in a hurry. Dodging made him feel so sly. If only they were a little wittier, thought Bernardo. He'd almost forgotten how fun jumping was. Trigger warning, death.
The Gawker was all fired up.
Sorry, can't stay. Still, I mean.
That was good. Was it good for you?
He thought of Zenobia and Raposo face to face. The image wouldn't go away. And here he was, all alone in a doomed ship. Oh, hey. Your brother said to tell you hi. Bernardo hoped the goggle wouldn't melt and leave a huge mess. Bernardo felt springy. Quiet, Bernardo thought. I'm flying, Bernardo thought for a moment. Nasty, nasty crystals. Frogs had nothing on Renardo. If only they were a little wittier, thought Renardo. Renardo found the grand stateroom. In the middle, on a chart table, was a large map. On it were miniature skyships representing the Imperial and pirate fleets. They were really nicely carved and painted. Someone had obviously put a lot of Saturdays into... Never mind. There were red threads hanging off the Imperial flagship. They led to a volcano on the map that Renardo had never seen in real life, even though he'd sailed all these skies. It was marked Power Source.
So, you have discovered my secret,
said the monstrous toad at the other end of this room. The Emperor?
We draw our eldritch power from that volcano.
What? Thought Renardo, who hadn't known he discovered anything. But then, the ship flipped upside down. Renardo ran outside, using the roof of the stateroom as a floor. Too late. The ship was already deep in the poisonous green miasma that all the world floated on. And then, everyone on board died. For uncountable seconds, Renardo wondered what an explorer could do with a book that lets you die and come back. But then, his eyes blinked open, and he was staring at the Book of Destinies, while Zenobia eyed him, full of curiosity. Renardo opened the Book of Destinies. Wait. Now he had a third option.
Men, prepare the skyships!
Shouted Raposo. and the pirates got to work. But Renardo was irked.
Wait! You cheated in the race! You used your skyship!
You used to cheat a canaster, said Raposo.
Because I couldn't read the rules! Whatever! You owe me an apology!
Said Renardo.
I don't owe you anything! Scratch that! Tie him down!
Shouted Raposo to his men. He stomped off as they shrugged and stopped working. Ah, the both of you. I swear, said Zenobia, and stalked off herself. Renardo went to the edge of the island to look down at the sea of poisonous gas clouds below and think about how life had wronged him. Around midnight, a pirate came and handed him a note. Dad's house, midnight, it said. Dad's house was in the shadow of Widow's Peak, a nice little hike. His anger cooled in the stiff breeze, along with his toe pads. Didn't I just kill you guys? No, wait, different songs. Ba-boing, Renardo said for funsies.
The burning gobbler looked like a bad mess.
After the last enemy hit the ground, Renardo thought up some much better moves.
You know what I hate about you guys? Everything.
If only Zenobia had seen that. Renardo really wanted that apology. These monsters couldn't stop him from getting it. Can't we just agree to disagree, said Renardo. No? Renardo loved a little run and jump. Renardo cleaned his blade. If chickens ever develop thumbs, foxes are in a heap of trouble. Say, how are you guys fixed for life insurance?
Woohoo!
He reminded himself not to step in his own cape. Renato hoped he'd turn the stove off. After the last enemy hit the ground, Renato thought up some much better move. His brother sat on the front stoop of their tiny childhood home, whittling with his cutlass. It was recently painted, but some of the walls were barely held up by wooden beams. "Ready to apologize?" said Renato. "Do you have any idea what it's like to live in your shadow?" asked his brother. "Renato, the sky pirate, loots the Alhambra. Renato captures a Pannonian treasure fleet. You were there for those. Nobody remembers me. Oh, and Renato saves the Empire, and Renato marries Zenobia. Oh, keep my wife's name out of your mouth," Renato shouted. "And now you show up here with her and shame me in front of my own people, so you can steal my fleet, so you can defeat the Empire again." "Look, I just want to borrow it for a day or two," Renato said, trying to calm his brother down. He was so dramatic. "That's what you said about my fishing rod," shouted Raposo. "I'll never have peace. I can't live like this." Renato didn't even see the detonator handle until Raposo shoved it down. The side of the mountain rolled down and swept both of them off the face of the world. Falling wasn't the worst way to die. The green, poisonous clouds that blanketed the depths of the world were surprisingly sweet-smelling and restful. He was almost annoyed when he came back alive in front of the Book of Destinies. Renato opened the Book of Destinies again. How could he get himself killed tonight? Renato shouted, "The town is on fire!" The pirates laughed at this obvious distraction until Raposo sniffed the air and said quietly, "The town is on fire." Then they all ran away to put out the fire. Renato dramatically walked away from his brother. He drew his sword quietly. "I guess I'm just not as good as running away as you are," he said to the air. Why don't we duel over your fleet, like proper pirates? But his brother had run off. Reynardo had no idea dealing with his brother would involve so much running. You know what I hate about you guys? Everything. Reynardo felt vindicated. Reynardo's blood was boiling. He'd been chasing the Pirate King all over Smuggler's Cove. The town was huge. No, he'd have to slow down and catch his breath. His shins ached. Reynardo felt vindicated. Reynardo had a beef with gravity. He rarely wished he was a rabbit, but there were times. The back cover says, "Murdering chickens? One might murder you back." Oh, chickens would love this book, if they could read. The Pirate King led them to a secluded area of the town. "You can't run forever!" shouted Reynardo. "You're right!" The Pirate King stopped and turned. He swaggered over. They were soon snout to snout. Reynardo felt he was looking in the mirror, except that in the mirror, he was much better looking. And he still had both his eyes. So they fought. After a while, the Pirate King dropped to his knees. I can't anymore," he sobbed. Control of his brother's fleet was within his reach. Among pirates, whoever defeats the leader becomes the leader. He could strike his brother down and take over his fleet. Reynardo was no kinslayer in real life. But this was only the Book of Destinies, right? His brother would come to no harm in real life. But Raposo was his kid brother. And more practically, he knew the pirate fleet better than Reynardo. Better to keep him alive. Maybe he could help. The Pirate King's body fell limp to the ground. "What have you done?" Zenobia looked sick. His heart sank. "Look, I'm just testing out a choice in the Book of Destinies." He didn't like how he sounded while he said it. A crowd of pirates was gathering around him. "I've defeated your leader. By pirate law, I am now your leader." The crowd rushed towards Reynardo and started punching and kicking him.
It's defeat the leader, not kill the leader, you psycho!
Oh, right. That was how the rule went, thought Reynardo, until he couldn't breathe anymore. His sword-fu school Reynardo helped his defeated brother limp back to the town square. The pirates were gathered there with Zenobia. "I always wondered who would win," said Zenobia, looking at both him and his brother with appreciation. "Wait, what? Always?" he thought. "Since when always?" "He beat me, fair and square," Raposo told the pirates. "Take your orders from him now." Raposo sounded forlorn. But Reynardo would be giving his fleet back in a jiff. That will cheer him up, thought Reynardo. And so they gathered the pirate fleet and sailed out to intercept the Imperial Sky Navy. In no time at all, they were fighting for their lives against Imperial soldiers. Soon, soldiers started blinking into Raposo's ship. He'd have to do something about that. It was fun fighting alongside his brother and his wife. Like a big, lethal family reunion. Except Reynardo, well, Reynardo was basically fighting on his own. Who doesn't like to pounce? Magic was a must, and he'd been skipping the gym. I can't take too long here, thought Reynardo. Zenobia might need me. "So there," said Reynardo to the corpses. Reynardo hated when soldiers got in the way of his marriage. spell just sort of flopped around in his mind. Then he lost it. And I was just getting warmed up, Bernardo thought. When the battle hit a lull, as battles do, Bernardo tried to find Zenobia and Raposo. He spotted them at the prow of the boat. Zenobia was up in the bowsprit, her arms flung wide as if she was flying. Raposo was holding her by the waist. Before he could hack his way through the monsters to talk to her, she was walking away. He thought he caught a glimpse of her smile. The smile she had when she was purring. Bernardo had to cut his way through the enemy back to her. What's in this one? What if he tried other cards of destiny? Amazing. A signed copy of the autobiography of one of the best stage actors of our generation. No one sneered better than he did. Gotta make it look good here, thought Bernardo. Impress the wife. Metal wasn't much protection against fire, was it? Let's warm you up a bit. Bernardo was panting pretty hard. The Imperial fleet was starting to retreat. Was it possible? Had they won the battle? His brother was looking out at the retreating enemy, next to a clot of pirates cleaning their cannon. He went over there to tell his brother how brave he'd been fighting their enemy, and how happy he was that they were on the same side. "Stay the hell away from my wife," he said, instead. "I can't," his brother told him, and Bernardo saw that he had tears in his eyes. "I love her. I always have." Bernardo grabs the railing to steady himself. His brother went on. "Losing her to you was the worst thing that ever happened to me. The pirates next to Renardo looked up from their cannon. The one that had the most teeth left said, "Oi, we can help with that." They grabbed Renardo. "Wait!" shouted Raposo. But they flung Renardo over the side. Destinies were like a box of chocolates. You never knew what you were going to get. Unless you read the bottom of the box. Of Destinies.